You know, Greg, I'm not one to quit on something, especially when I give my word. So even though all that footage came out just way too much to say too little, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to do another thing tonight before I come back here and make this right. So come on, let's go to our content manager, and I'm going to try to do this in short order. So let's just go quickly to this car right here. Check him out. 'Cause it's really not difficult to tell you where I was going with this. Okay, now see our nice brake calipers that are blue. Well, if we go to a different skin, say ivory, they're going to be the stock color that would come with the car that we harvested the wheels. And it's just part of their stock textures that are in the textures pack, and whatever's in the textures pack that gets used um, gets written to a KN5 file. Now, there could be some textures in the textures folder that are not written to the KN5 file, but that's for another day. Okay, so if we go here and we touch it with the mouse and see it highlight, we'll come up here and see what it's named. Now, let me grab this little guy. Willie, come on. You won't go? He won't go. All right. This is the name of the unit itself. It's called the G Wheel Hub Right Front One Sub One. Okay, that's the name of him. And if we come to pens, Frenny, and we hit the three balls, we can see plainly that that is what it is. It's a TX diffuse, and it's used for a brake caliper. Now, if it was for a bunch of things other than the brake caliper, they would be in here. So if we change that, we're going to screw up everything for everybody else. Okay. So that's the name of that tune. Now, if we come back to here, and we go back to here, and we go to our happy rally racing, and we've got this nice colored deal. I made this in the video for you, but it took me forever and a day to get it. But basically, that is what it is. Now, where do we put it, Humble? And I'll tell you, it's not that tough. If we place things in the skins folder, we're good to go. Let's just go to cars. Wow, this thing got changed a whole bunch. So let's scoot right along here. So here's our car. It's a 1600 drift. Open them up. Let's go to the textures and we'll see where the original is. Right there. See him highlighted? There he is right there. And he's 65 kbs. So if we come back here, we go to the skins and we go to any one of them, we're not going to find the name of that thing because they don't have to be written in here. The default place is coming from the textures folder, but if we come down to the rally racing, we're going to find one right here. See? Now that's the one that I made that's blue. And if you want to see where it is, it's right here. Let's do a little edit Aruni and get it big enough you can see it. This is it. Now, if I wanted to really be elaborate and take the red out, I could use a tool and take all the red out and make it the nice blue. And I could do that and actually make this look a little nicer. But I didn't do it for the video. And it seemed to be perfectly okay for the application that we were using it for. Okay, there's 100%. It's really a tiny little guy, 256 by 256. And this is the color that we used right here. Let's get that a little bigger so you can see it. Now this is the color. Now we could have used the color. We could make any other color we want. In fact, we will. Watch this. This is not going to be a problem, and this is going to not take forever. I promise you. I'm going to do this quick. Copy and paste. Okay. Now watch this. What we're going to do is we're going to come to edit, and I'm getting an eyeball for this green here. So we're going to hit this green. Then we're going to highlight this one, and we're going to hit this green again. And we're going to take the flood filler and we're going to go bam like that. And let's be able to see this thing as big as we can get it. It's always nice when you do a flood fill or anything to take the rectangular selection tool And what we're going to do is start at one place and go to the edge and right mouse click and delete. And you should do it from a couple different directions because you never can get right to the very edge. You can get close, but never right to the very edge. And sometimes it leaves some around the edges. So there's green. Now watch, just like that. Okay. Now it doesn't have the Pagani thing in the center. So what we're going to do is come over here to edit. We're going to jump this up a little bit like this. We don't care. We've already used this thing now once. Oh, actually, hang on. There's a different way we're going to do this. Okay. Let's resize this. We're resizing it to 200%. Okay. Now let's drop this down to where we can see it very well. And this is how we're going to do this. Actually, I wish I had made a copy. It doesn't make any difference. It's not going to be that big a deal. So let's come over to the paste from, and see, this is already getting longer than I wanted to make it. But all we need to do is to get this color in here. Okay, we got him. Take the eyedropper. And so both of those things are exactly the same as this. Then we can take this rectangular tool, and we're going to come over to the very edge best we can and get as much of the real estate as possible without causing trouble, and hit delete, and that's going to be the green. Now see, there's a little bit of blue on the edge, so if we come over to the very edge of it and come back up, we can get it. Boom. Okay. Now basically we'll do the same thing down here. We'll get as close, but we can only get so far on this one. Right to there. And here. Now this is for changing the colors. Let's just start from here. If you want a different color skin. Obviously you're doing it with the showroom editor, which is cool, if it allows you to do it. So I don't know what, I have yet to find out. I'd love to know someday how you can make a car do the different things, because some do and some just don't. And that's the name of that tune. But this is, as you can see, I'm just taking my time, not going too awfully fast, unfortunately, but I'm old. And old people tend to move a little slower, think a little slower, talk a little slower, talk a hell of a lot more, unfortunately. And wears other people out. Okay, now, we could do this. Oh, look at that little son of a bitch. Did I get it? No. Okay, let's try it again. Don't let it whoop you. We don't want to get deep into the material, but we got to get a little ways into there. All right, we got her. Okay, now how are we going to do this and get a decent job out of it? Well, grab this, so it's our friend. We're going to come up here to this lassoing tool, freeform selection, and we're just going to come up right to the inside of the white, and we're going to take our time, and the better job we do is the less we're going to piss and moan later. And we'll just come up to here, right around like this, come right down into here. And notice when we get to a different color, it changes, so that we can see that we're into no man's land. Come on down, and we'll get as much of this as we can. You don't want to go totally apeshit, but you do want to do a nice job. And I come right on it. We just got to make a circuit out of it. And then wherever you do that, boom, you hit this, and we've covered some good ground. So basically, now I could pause the video and go do this and save you a little bit of time, but it isn't going to take that long. I wish I hadn't just buggered the piss out of that part, but welcome to reality. All right. All right. So there, boom. That's a little bit cobbed, but it is what it is. It isn't that difficult, but it'll make a difference, and you'll see. Okay, just to the best of our ability. If we want to just go back here and hit this one and then come to our brushes, get a nice brush, get the size jacked up. Oh, this is the direction we're going in. Oh, it's blue. That's not good. Wait a minute. Oh, it ain't. That's just good. We can do a decent job. Oh, that's not a decent job. Hang on. Let me go the other way with that. Let me get this jacked up a little bit so I can see. It's better if you have everything headed in your direction.
As you can see, now you can see it. Holy shit, I see why Humble overdid the first video.
Well, dude, it would have been an hour long. And it would have been an hour long to tell you a hell of a lot less than what I'm going to try to tell you right now. I couldn't believe how it waffled on and on and on and on and on and on and on. We covered 4 different cars, all this other bullshit. And I was having a perfectly good time, and it kept me going. You know, I wasn't lonely or nothing. It made a nice afternoon for me, but the pisser was, it made one lousy bastard of a video. And, you know, what the hell? We got to be able to cover a little more ground faster than that. Now, this does not have to be laser science, but the better it looks, the happier you're going to be later on when you see it. It's just a matter of, if you get used to doing sloppy bullshit, you'd be surprised you start cutting corners everywhere in your life, and it shows, and you see it, and then you lose interest in your own self. So it is work. Life is work. But you know, well, I guess that ain't a bad thing. Now, if I would need a perfectly straight line, I don't know any better way to get one than this. Okay. Good enough. Good enough for where we are. Now, we could flesh the white out a little bit if we wanted to, simply by hitting the little eyedropper tool, one left click, one right click, and now we've got white. So we could come back here. we could just try to make this look a little more symmetrical, and we could take some of the bullshit out of it. It's tiny. It's only going to be on the caliper, so you don't really have to go apeshit. And the less you put these wiggly waggly lines, the better off you're going to be. But if you really want to take about an hour and a half or so, you could really do a nice job. In which case, you'd be the only one who knew you did it. But you would know you did it. That would be good. Okay, good enough for where we are. Now let's back this off and hang on just a minute. I just got to get one last piece that's irritating me. It's right here. This is sometimes not that easy to do, but we can do it. Just bear with me a minute. I enjoy the artwork, but I know you would like to get on with the whole experience. And you're probably wondering, why is he doing this? I'm doing it since I wanted to show you something. And it's something that you're going to enjoy. Okay, let's go back to resize this now to 50%. We'll go back to the original size that we had because it's important. Okay, 256 by 256. And these edges are fucked up. Hang on, gotta get it just right. Got that one? Then we'll get this one. Happy. Okay, everybody's good? We're good. Watch. Save. Now, here's our little guy right here that we just did. Okay, so all we have to do, now Greg, I gave you a link, I'm sure, to these programs. JPEG to DDS, PNG to DDS, DDS to JPEG. There's your DDS converter, and there's a PSD, which that's what normally a car skin will be made in, is a PSD. But if you don't have a converter to make a PNG out of it, you won't be able to see what it is. So anyway, there's our little guy, and we want to convert him to DDS. So we're going to come right over here like this, and we're going to fetch the little kid. Let's see him in a minute. There he is. See him? We're going to open him up, and we're going to convert him, and we're going to be happy. So why did we do that? Now come on over here. We're going to go to the green skin. Green. Now we're going to slap him right in there. Bink. Bink. Come over. Grab the green one. We're going to go to drive. And you're going to see that we have
Fucking red calipers. Alright, what the fuck happened here?
okay. They're bare shit in the buckwheat. Alright, see this? The name is fucked up. Watch. If we put right next to the little dot and we take that space out of there, let's see if we have any better luck. Yes, we've got green Pagani calipers, and that's how I would do it. Usually, it's great if you can do it with the showroom skin fuck with her. Not fuck with her, come on. What the hell's the name of it? Green, wait a minute here. The skin editing mode. See that? Skin editing mode. But not all units are created equal. And so we can't do jack shit with it. It doesn't give us the ability to have those options. Only certain cars do. So that's why I tend to take anything.
Don't monkey with it. Get out of there, Scrambler.
And this is supposed to be green in here. I don't know why it isn't, but it's supposed to be. So that's a short version of how I would do it, is you find out the name of it. Not glass, but you find out the name of it. Right here. And then you replace it in the car's skin. So it's happy. And that way you don't have to do it. You just place it in every skin that you want that color. And you could put it in the textures folder, that color, but it won't take effect if you don't make a new KN5 out of it. And the only way you're going to do that is to go into the 3D Max. And we're not doing that now. I spent 40 minutes in this fucking thing trying to explain things to you that had nothing to do with your question. So there you go. That's how we do it. All right, man? Bye-bye.